for a moment here, because a lot of people would say that cleaning is a fairly commoditized business, and I see this happening in the SaaS world, in a lot of other spaces as well, where there's everyone's basically got the same product with the same features at the same price point, selling it in the same ways. Like, what do you do to stand out against competitors?
I think it's a challenging question if you're just software. For us, it's easy because I say we just have the software aspect that like 99% of our competitors don't. Meaning most of our competitors are just say, you know what I mean? But I think you're right. I think it's a really good question. It's very challenging. Whenever we look for software, it's like, well, how is this different? How is this different than what, like we have Notion and Asana and all these project management tools, and it's like I couldn't imagine like being those companies. Really, like you have to really, really stick out. Again, in our industry, it's a little bit easier because there's not a lot of. That's why I was saying take it way back, like sweaty startup stuff. I like that because no one's throwing any software into there. So now you throw in a little bit of tech, and it's like, wow, these guys are. You're still plowing snow, but now there's a platform and there's some software to it. So it feels different. It looks different. But yeah, you're right. It's a challenging question for a lot of these tools that are just software. They're getting very, I don't know if saturated is the right word, but there's just so much stuff out there, that you could use. It's hard. It's hard to stick out today.
Because I think there's a few aspects to that, and so one of them is like a strategic thing about hey, showcasing the technology side of things, or hey, we've got this platform. And I know you touched on customer service, which can be a big differentiator, but you don't always see it until you're already a customer. And you mentioned the marketing, you mentioned all that kind of stuff. Is there any other way of standing out? Like, do you sell differently? Do you approach operations differently?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we try to say like we're a cleaning company that's ran like a tech company. That's kind of our in-house thing, meaning like the way that we do, the way you communicate with us, just even the way you do simple things like walkthroughs. So if you're a competitor of ours, what you're going to do is you're going to hear from a client, from a lead who says, can you come in, please walk my office and give me a quote. Now for us, we want to modernize that. We want to make that easy. We don't want to go in, especially during COVID, people didn't want to shake hands. So, we quickly created this app. You can just download our app, record your space, boom, and that's it. That's all we need to do. So I think, to answer, like customer service, I think for us is like a big deal, right? People feel like, whoa, this is really cool. This feels like a good experience. It's always challenging because I've heard the saying, like, if you have a product that's 10 times better than the competition, you can just eat the whole market up because this is 10 times cooler, right? Like if tomorrow a robot comes out and he can clean offices, that's 100 times cooler than what we're doing. They can just steal the whole market. And like everyone will just lose our business and everyone will say, wow, there's robots cleaning businesses, right? But we're not 10 times better. And we have to be sure that we we're 2 times better. That's what we say. Like we don't have some crazy product that no one's gonna like just actively switch to us. No one's like calling and saying you have to use this service. You have no other choice. They're 10 times better than what you're using. So it's like, but we're a little better. It feels better. There's this tech to it. There's good customer support. So we like to say we're like 2 times better. That comes with its own challenges because are you gonna leave your existing services just because something's 2 times better? No. So you have to to go back, you really have to stand out in these ways. It's like at the end of the day, if our customer is showing up to their Manhattan office in the morning and everything's clean, then they're happy. So it's like, how do we present that? But I think just little things that you wouldn't even think of that make a difference. And it all is under customer support. Leaving a little note or sending them a little bottle of wine when we close the account, just little things like that. That all leads up to good customer service. And I think, just think across the board, not enough people are putting enough into customer service, and that's how you can stand out when you don't have a product that's 10 times cooler.
I had a mentor once used to say that everyone's looking for a silver bullet. There aren't any silver bullets. There's just a shitload of lead ones. So, any one of those individual things is probably not going to move the needle on its own. But when you add them all up, that's how you get to be
exactly
to expert.
Right. Yeah. So we can't leaving a note saying happy Friday, that's not a game changer, but these little tiny things eventually just build to a better user experience. And I think that's where we can, our customers are more sticky. They last with us longer than with our competitors, and it just feels good. And we know because we've asked them, after, and they're like, yeah, you guys, it's better to use you. They don't have this like, whoa, they're not like raving fans, not yet. But they're like, yeah, it's just the whole experience is much better. The customer services, and that's enough for them to want to stick with us.
Hey, it's Ryan here. If you liked that video, please click the like and subscribe button somewhere down there and check out the full interview right over here. Go on, click it. You know you want to.